Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Before we start, take a second. Listen to the rain, and just let everything else fade out for a moment. Whether you're here to get a little scared, or just looking for something to fall asleep to, you're in the right place. Because tonight's story is one of those stories that sticks with you. The kind that feels a little too real, like it could happen to anyone. Maybe even you. So get comfortable, turn the lights off if you can, and really listen closely. And if you enjoy these kinds of stories, dark, quiet, and unsettling, make sure to like the video and subscribe. It helps more than you think, and lets me keep making more of these for you. Now, let's get into it. The town that forgets you exists. There's a place people talk about in a strange way, not like a real place, more like something half-remembered. If you ask someone about it, they don't answer right away. Their eyes drift, their expression changes, just slightly, like something inside them is trying to surface, but can't quite make it all the way up. And then they'll say something like, "I think I've heard of it." But if you ask them where it is, they can't tell you. If you ask how to get there, they don't know. And if you push too hard, if you ask them to really think about it, you'll notice something worse. They get uncomfortable, not confused, not curious, uncomfortable. Like remembering it is a bad idea. Like even trying is dangerous. I didn't believe any of that at first. It sounded like one of those stories people pass around just to creep each other out. Until someone I trusted brought it up. Someone who never told stories like that. Someone who didn't joke about things they didn't understand. One night, out of nowhere, they asked me, "Have you ever heard of Hollow Creek?" I said no. They didn't explain, didn't laugh, didn't even react the way a normal person would when they're trying to tell a story. They just stared at me. For longer than felt normal, like they were trying to decide something. And then they said, very quietly, "Don't go looking for it." That was it. No context, no follow-up, just that one warning. A week later, they were gone. Not missing in the way you'd expect. No signs of a struggle, no reason to leave. Everything they owned was still there. Phone, keys, wallet, even things they would never leave behind. It was like they had simply stepped out of reality. At first, I tried to make sense of it. People disappear. It happens. There are explanations. But then things started changing. Subtle at first, then harder to ignore. I talked to people who knew them, and something was off. They struggled to remember basic details. Some of them couldn't recall their voice. Others hesitated when I said their name, like it didn't quite register. And then came the photos. I found one that should have had them in it. I remembered it clearly, where they were standing, what they were wearing. But when I looked at it, their face looked wrong. Not gone, but not right either, like it was fading. Like the photo itself was starting to forget them. That's when I found the notebook. Every page filled with the same word. Over and over again. Hollow Creek, some of it written neatly, some of it rushed. Some of it scratched into the paper so hard it almost tore through. like they were trying to hold on to it, like they knew something was slipping away. There were drawings too, rough shapes, buildings that didn't quite line up, paths that looped back on themselves, and on the last page, one sentence. Don't let it notice you. That didn't make sense to me then. It does now. I found the map not long after. Or maybe it found me. Because I had already looked through everything, multiple times, and I would have noticed it, but suddenly, it was there, folded, worn, marked in red, the same name circled again and again. Hollow Creek. I wish I could say I thought it through, that I weighed the risks, that I made a rational decision. But the truth is, it didn't feel like a choice. It felt like something pulling me, quietly, constantly. The closer I got, the quieter everything became. At some point, my phone stopped working. No signal, no directions, no way to track where I was. That should have been enough to make me turn around. It wasn't. I passed a sign I almost didn't see. It was damaged, old, barely holding together, but I could still read it. Welcome to Hollow Creek. And underneath, carved in uneven lines, stay while you're remembered. That didn't make sense at the time. It felt like one of those things you'd notice later, when it's too late. Everything looked normal at first. That's what made it worse. Nothing obviously wrong, nothing dramatic, just off. There were signs of life, lights on, objects out of place. Things that suggested people were there. But there were no people. No voices, no movement, just stillness. The kind of stillness that feels like it's watching you. I went inside one of the buildings. I don't know why. Maybe I was hoping to prove to myself that nothing was wrong. That this was all just in my head. Inside, everything looked recently used. A drink sitting out, a chair pulled back. Something left unfinished. Like someone had just been there. And then suddenly, wasn't. That's when I noticed the photos. They were arranged neatly on a wall. At first, they looked normal. Groups of people, smiling, standing close together. But the longer I looked, the more something felt wrong. Some of the faces weren't there. Not blurred, not scratched out. Just missing. Like the space where they should be had been erased completely. In one photo, there was a clear gap. A space where someone should have been standing. Everyone else looked normal, happy, unaware. But that space was empty. And somehow, it felt intentional. Like the photo itself had forgotten that person existed. I felt something behind me. A sound, soft, almost nothing, like a footstep. I turned around, nothing. But I didn't feel alone anymore. I heard it again, closer this time. Slow, dragging, not walking. Not quite. More like something learning how to move. I stepped outside. The air felt heavier, thicker, like it didn't want me there. I walked for a while before I saw someone. They were just standing there, completely still, watching me, not blinking, not reacting, just there. I tried to speak, asked if they lived there. At first, nothing. Then slowly, they responded. You shouldn't have come. Their voice sounded wrong, like it wasn't fully connected to them, like it was coming from somewhere else. I showed them the photo, asked if they recognized the person I was looking for. They leaned closer, studied it. For a long time. Then they said something that didn't make sense. I almost remember him. Almost. That word stuck with me. I asked what they meant. They didn't answer directly. Instead, they said, "You're still clear." I didn't understand. They pointed at me, told me to look. I found something reflective and stared at my own face. At first, nothing. Then I noticed it. The edges. Slightly faded. Not gone, but not solid either. Like I wasn't fully there. "You're starting," they said. Starting what? Being forgotten. That's when everything started to feel real. Too real. They explained it in a way that didn't feel like a story. It felt like a warning. This place doesn't take you physically. It doesn't trap you in the way you'd expect. It removes you. Slowly. First, people outside stop remembering you. Then people here stop recognizing you. Then the photos change. Then the records. Then anything that proves you ever existed disappears. And eventually, you're gone. Not dead, not missing, just erased. Like you were never there at all. I tried to call someone, anyone. For a moment, my phone worked. They answered. I spoke, said my name. There was a pause. Then they said, "I don't know anyone by that name." And the line went dead. That was the moment I knew something was happening to me. I reached into my pocket, pulled out the photo again, and this time, the face was gone, completely blank, like it had never been there. That's when the silence broke. I heard movement everywhere, doors opening, things shifting, and those footsteps again. But now, there were more, closer, surrounding me. I ran. I didn't think. I didn't plan. I just ran. But nothing looked the same anymore. Everything felt unfamiliar. Even the places I had just seen, like they had changed. Or worse, like I had forgotten them. I heard a voice behind me. "Don't let it see you forget." I didn't understand what that meant, but I felt it. Something inside me slipping. Memories fading, names disappearing. Even my own thoughts felt unstable, like they couldn't hold together. I tried to focus, tried to remember something important, anything, my name, my past, but it felt like trying to hold water in my hands. It just kept slipping through. I found a car, or at least I think it was mine. The keys were already there. I didn't remember putting them there. I didn't remember getting out. I just got in and drove. I didn't stop. I didn't look back. I didn't even know if I was going the right way. I just needed to leave. Eventually. Things felt normal again. Or close enough. But something wasn't right. There are things I still remember, pieces of my life, fragments. But there are gaps now. Missing parts I can't explain. Sometimes I notice things that don't make sense. Photos with empty spaces. Contacts in my phone with no name. messages I don't remember sending. And recently, I found something on my desk, a folded map, marked in red, a name written over and over again, but I can't read it clearly. It's fading, like it doesn't want to be remembered, or maybe, like something doesn't want me to remember it. And sometimes, when it's quiet, I feel it again. That same feeling, like something is trying to think about me. Like something is trying to remember. So if you ever hear a name, and it feels familiar for no reason, don't try to hold on to it. Don't try to figure it out. Because if you remember it, there's a chance it might remember you too.